Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Woohoo! Thank you very much. Welcome to the press conference for the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections. 尊敬的各位来宾、女士们、先生们，欢迎大家参与我们西安大略华人选举委员会的媒体见面会。It's a great honor for me to be the MC of this event. I'm Grant Guo from FM 1059, the Chinese Radio Network. 我是郭然，来自华语广播网多伦多 FM 105.9。Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me introduce the background of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections. 我们简单介绍一下主办方加拿大西安大略华人选举委员会。西安大略华人选举委员会成立于2019年，是安省西部的分会，它的总会是加拿大华人选举委员会。西安大略华人选举委员会的服务范围涵盖了安省西部的8个城市，包括Mississauga、Oakville、Brampton、Hamilton、Sarnia、Kitchener、Niagara Falls, and Windsor. Founding in 2019, the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections is a non-for-profit organization. It is a branch of the Chinese Council for Canada Elections, serving all Chinese voters in 8 cities in Western Ontario, including Mississauga, Oakville, Brampton, Hamilton, Sarnia, Kitchener, Niagara Falls, and Windsor. The main goal of this organization is to promote Chinese voters' turnout in all elections to build a better multicultural society in Canada. 这个委员会的主要职责是提高华人的选票率，共建多元文化。那么除此之外呢，这个委员会还做了许多其他的有益于社会的工作。比如说，在新冠疫情期间，这个委员会还捐赠了大量的口罩、医疗防护用品，给予各大的医院、Brampton 市政府，还有 Oakville 市以及怡康养老院、密西沙加医院等等组织和机构，为社区的抗疫防疫工作做出了不少的贡献。So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very delighted to see many politicians, community leaders, and sponsors coming out to support our organization. Now, let me introduce some of the VIPs of tonight. 接下来呢，我要介绍一下参加我们今天发布会的政要嘉宾以及赞助商。首先，我要介绍的是我们的 NPP 省议员 Sharif Sabawi, welcome. 还有我们的 Councillor of Oakville, Dr. Scott Sheard, 我们 Oakville 的市议员谢爱斌博士。Councillor of Oakville, Nab Nanda, welcome. Nab Nanda 也是我们 Oakville 的市议员。And Chairman of the Confederation of Toronto Chinese Organizations, CCCTO, Mr. 翁国宁，是我们多伦多华人团体联合总会的主席翁国宁先生。Founder of PSC and Chairman of CPACT, Mr. Nasir Malik. And Vice President of PSC, Muhammad Imtiaz. CPACT Director, Shams Rehman. Okay, thank you. And Treasurer of PSC, Moin Ahmed. PSC Director M. Shafiq.
Yeah, he's not sure.
Okay, thank you very much. And Branch Chair of CTCCO of Western Ontario, Ms. Helen Liang. 这是我们多伦多华联总会的西部分会的主席 梁娜女士。那么我在这儿呢，要特别感谢一下我们本次活动的赞助商 ，our title sponsor Mr. 郭宝章。And Mr. 郭宝章 is the title sponsor and also the chairman of Fuji Holding Inc. 加拿大富驰资产控股有限公司是我们的冠名赞助商。同时 ，other sponsors including Huston Group, King's Crown Custom Cleaner, Hudson Restoration, and Spotless Textile Restoration, Top Hat Cleaner Franchise Corp, and FPS Construction. Thank you all for support. 好朋友们，那么今天呢是我们加拿大的西安大略华人选举委员会的成立。接下来呢，我们就将有请我们加拿大西安大略选举委员会的主席郭宝章先生上台致欢迎词。Now let's welcome Mr. 郭宝章, the chairman of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections. Please.
尊敬的各位议员、各位主议社团代表的嘉宾朋友们，大家晚上好。
Dear friends, MPP, councillors, and guests representing various ethnic communities, good evening.
我叫郭宝章。今天我代表加拿大华人选举委员会西安大略分会的同事们，对百忙中赶来的朋友们表示最诚挚的感谢和敬意。
My name is Guo Baozhang. On behalf of my colleagues from the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections, I would like to express my most sincere thanks and respect to all of you who have come from your busy schedule.
今天也是我们西安大略华人选举委员会的媒体见面会。
Today is a press conference hosted by our Western Ontario Council for Elections.
首先，我要介绍的是我们社团的创会宗旨。提高华人投票率，共建民主多元文化社会。
So the mission of our organization is to increase Chinese Canadian voter turnout and build a democratic, multicultural society.
安省西部是一个风光秀丽、经济发达的地区，地大物博，非常适合就业和移居。
Western Ontario is a developed region with a large and diverse population, ideal for employment and residence.
西部各城市分别拥有加拿大重要的工商业，以及发达的经济和旅游、教育等资源。
So the cities in the Western Ontario are home to many important Canadian industries and businesses, as well as a developed economy, tourism, and education resources.
受益于加拿大移民和多元文化的基本国策，在这里生活着来自不同族裔的朋友们，包括众多的华人同胞。
Benefiting from Canada's fundamental policy of immigration and multiculturalism, there are many people from different ethnic groups living in the region, including many Chinese Canadians.
随着华人移民人口逐年不断的增长，华人如何融入加拿大的多元文化社会，为加拿大发展贡献力量，成了我们日益关注的话题。
As the Chinese immigrant population continues to grow year by year, it has become increasing concern how Chinese immigrants integrate into Canada's multicultural society and contribute to Canada's democracy progress.
根据相关数据显示，华人投票率远远低于35%，比其他族裔的投票率低很多。
According to the relevant data, the Chinese voting rate is far below 35%, which is much lower than the voting rate of other ethnic groups.
此数据表明，我们华人参政议政的意识和积极性是不够的。由此带来的结果可能是，在加拿大鼓励多元文化的社会里，却听不到华人社区的声音和诉求。
This data shows that the awareness and enthusiasm of Chinese Canadians to participate in politics is not enough. And as a result, the voices of the Chinese community may not be heard in Canadian society that encourages multiculturalism.
我们社团成立的工作目标就是做好各华人社区的守法、普法和参政议政的宣扬，遵守加拿大的法律，行使法律赋予每一个公民的投票权，积极参与每一次的民主选举，提高华人投票的积极性，从而提高整体华人的投票率。
So it is a goal of our association to introduce Canada's democracy system to Chinese community, which will help Chinese Canadians to get a better understanding of the elections of Canada, to participate in democratic process, and be motivated to vote in election. In this way, the overall Chinese turnout rate can be increased.
同时，我们要开展并建立与其他族裔的互信关系，成为各社团之间友好的桥梁，最终让更多的加拿大华人在共建多元文化民主社会的过程中，发出我们的声音和诉求，也努力让我们华人的声音被听到、被关注。
At the same time, we will develop and establish mutual trust and friendship with other ethnic groups, and work closely with various associations to participate in the process of building a multicultural and democratic society and ensure more Chinese Canadians' voices heard and noticed.
展望未来，我们华人愿意支持任何族裔的精英候选人，只要他们的政治纲领是为加拿大的经济建设争取民生公平，反对歧视亚裔，支持多元文化建设，我们愿意为他们提供我们的宣扬平台，帮助他们获得我们华人社区的认同和支持。
Looking forward, we are willing to support candidates of any ethnicity as long as they run for democratic equality, oppose racial discrimination, and support multiculturalism. We are willing to share with them our social network and help them gain the recognition and support from the Chinese community.
时代在进步，世界在进步。我们深知任重而道远，我们感谢老一代的移民为我们打下坚实的基础，我们也感谢新一代移民带来了新生的力量和丰富的资源。专业创新让我们新老华人移民们团结起来，一起为加拿大多元文化的建设奉献力量。
We live in a fast-changing world. We know that we have a long way to go. We are grateful to the older generation of immigrants for laying a solid foundation for us. We are also grateful to the new generation of immigrants for bringing new energy and abundant resources, know-how, and innovation.
Let's work together to make contribution to multiculturalism in Canada. Let's work together to build a more inclusive future for our next generation. Let's work together to shape a better tomorrow for all.
同时，也为我们的下一代能更好的团结，融入到加拿大民主多元文化社会中奠定基础，共同建设并创造加拿大美好的未来。
Let's work together to build a better tomorrow, better future for all.
最后，祝愿大家事业兴旺，阖家幸福。再次感谢大家的光临，谢谢。
Finally, I wish you and your family health, happiness, and prosperity. And I thank you again for your presence. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite the executive chair of our organization, Mr. Frank Fang, to the stage to deliver his remarks. 接下来，我们有请我们委员会的常务副主席方启刚先生上台致辞。有请 Frank。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Frank Fan. 大家好，我叫方启刚。选票上的名字就是 Frank 方。我刚刚参选完密西沙加9区的市议员选举。My name is Frank. Just finished the election in Ward 9 in Mississauga. 这次选举很多人支持我，可是没有交到一份很好的答卷，所以我们很努力。但是我们的竞争对手太强大，所以今天我来参加这个我们安大略省西部的那个华人选举委员会，我很高兴能在这个选举委员会担任这个执行副主席。我本人10年前就当选过加拿大参政同盟的主席，也是一个选举委员会。19年我代表加拿大联邦保守党参加了国会议员的选举，就是刚刚的10月份，我也参加了密西沙加9区的市议员选举。我本人住密西沙加，所以我很高兴能在这个组织为大家服务。我也希望通过这个平台介绍一下我们这个西部这个华人选举委员会，希望大家以后多多关注我们这个组织，把我们这个主题嘛是华人选举委员会，希望我们的华人多关心政治、参与政治。这个关心政治和参与政治是很多方面的，你可以投票，你可以做义工，你可以在选举的时候，由我们的候选人来的时候，同意在家门口插个牌，这也是一种支持。我们知道华人有一部分华人是还没有选举权，对不对？Some of the Chinese people, they are still permanent resident, they cannot vote, but they can support any candidate, including Chinese candidate. If they like, please allow those candidates to put a sign before your house, the norm, right? 所以呢，今天我在这里呢再次呼吁，今天来的虽然有各族裔的朋友，但大多数还是华人，希望我们华人在投票上多支持我们的华裔候选人。比如说我这个选区9区，我研究了一下，有4千华人，我花了很多时间，花了很多精力，我可以很负责任的告诉大家，我应该是9区插了牌最多的，我应该是9区敲门最多的，我应该是9区义工最多的。你可以看看我的微信朋友圈。If anyone interested in my campaign and during the past 6 months, you can find a lot of information from my website, WeChat, Instagram. 不管怎么样，我们努力了。我也希望我的这个努力能够引起更多的华人参与政治、关心政治。我们讲个很简单的道理 十年前，我们密斯沙利亚通过了一个近一次的这个 bylaw。如果你们想一想，为什么？这就是为什么我很积极的参与这个政治方面的事。政治你不关心，其实分分钟就在你的身边，是不是？涨地税其实也是政治的一种。为什么要涨地税啊？你愿意交吗？是不是？很多人是不愿意交的。你交了，如果是合理的使用，我们大家都愿意。但是不是很合理的使用呢？这是我选举，我碰到了很多选民，是不是？修一个 stop sign， 既然可以花1个礼拜的时间，你们愿意交这个地税吗？是不是？一个 stop sign， 如果是我个人说，我是虽然不是专业人士，我保证4个小时我可以把这 stop sign 给竖起来，对不对？这就是大家应该关心政治，也不关心政治，政治就在你的身边。就希望大家多多关心我们这个西部这个华人选举委员会，希望在加拿大这个美丽的土地上，有我们华人一片声音。Your voice should be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. So next, I would like to invite Mr. Mike Xu, the Secretary General of the organization, to the podium. 接下来，我们欢迎我们本次我们委员会的秘书长麦徐先生上台致辞，有请。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be here to share with you some of my thoughts about how to encourage more Chinese Canadians to vote. Many people in Chinese communities don't get involved in anything politics related because they are either not familiar with the democracy system or simply scared of politics. Cultural difference between the East and the West seems to play a key role in stopping Chinese immigrants from becoming more visible in politics. The Chinese parents taught their kids to not meddle with the lives of others. Our children were taught to stay silent, to keep their heads down, and to remain focused on their own business at all times. When they grow up, this habit and mindset stay with them, causing them to remain quiet throughout their lives, school, work, relationship, and of course, politics. We came to Canada to seek for a better life for ourselves and our children. There are so many reasons why we chose Canada. Natural environment, health care, education, and pension. But many people, especially Chinese Canadians, missed one important thing. Canada gives us the right to voice our opinions. All Chinese Canadians have the right to vote. We live in a great country. In 1971, Canada was the very first country in the world to officially recognize the contribution of cultural diversity. Since then, multiculturalism has become the backbone of this country. This is why, for generations, newcomers from all over the world, of different backgrounds, of different cultures, and different languages, have been coming to Canada and building their prosperity here. In the late 1800s, the Chinese first came to Canada to build the Canadian Pacific Railway. Many Chinese workers lost their lives during construction. Today, Canadian Pacific Railway still plays a critical role coast to coast. And Canada has become a worldwide respectful, prosperous, and compassionate country because of the tremendous contributions of people of all backgrounds, including Chinese Canadians. These people have helped shape Canada to what it has become today, an inclusive and open country, and is recognized around the world by our multicultural identity. It is our responsibility to ensure our participation in Canada's democratic process to continue the prosperity and success of this country. And now, for the last thing I will leave with you today, I encourage all of us to reflect on how we see ourselves and our contributions to this country. Let us motivate our children, those around us, to no longer stay quiet, to speak up, to get involved. Our ancestors have worked hard to contribute to the growth of this country, and it is our duty to continue to make meaningful impact and to make our voices heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very delighted to see some of the politicians come out to support our organization and our event. Now, let's welcome the MPP, Mr. Sharif Sabawi, to the stage to deliver his remarks. Please.
Thank you very much. I'm actually very happy to be here today, and I'm very delighted to hear the speeches earlier talking about the purpose of the organization. And I totally agree with some of the statements in those speeches about the interest of the Chinese community in elections and in contribution in elections. And I can see the low turnout, but low turnout comes after, like in a second stage of other things. Like if we go to the root of that, we will see other anomalies. There is lack of knowledge. Like the majority of the Chinese community, of course I'm not generalizing, I'm saying the majority, it's a good number. They actually don't know what's the difference between provincial and federal and councillors and city and like politicians. And they might even not interested to talk about anything. Like if I knock a door, we got elected in June. So when you knock a door and you start to speak about anything as soon as they see that's politics, you close the door a little bit and you say your name and that's it. They are not having the information to do. The third anomaly is the lack of interest. Like they don't know and they are not interested to know. That's another thing. Like there's lack of interest. I am coming from Egyptian Christian community, like a Coptic Christian. And we had the same exact thing in our community, like the lack of contribution. So it takes time, it takes activists like your organization to start changing that stigma, changing the set mind of the community. But I would like to maybe warn you a small warning. That took me 20 years. To zero. So it's not something going to happen in a day and a night. It's not going to happen in 1 year. It's going to take some time. It needs persistence. You believe in your cause. You need to work hard. You continue working. In the beginning, it's not going to be promising, but after some time, it will start picking up. So that's my advice to you. Stay focused. Get the people to be, first of all, to be interested. Because if there is no interest, they are not going to listen to you after your fourth word. My name is Sharif Sabawi. I am from this party, and then nothing after that. Void. So my advice is continue working. I'm very happy to put my experience and my self under any of your requests if I can help. And I wish you all the best of luck as the PA for the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sports. Culture is part of my portfolio, and I do outreach since about maybe 20 years of my involvement in politics. So I'm saying if there's 6 or 10 people from any community, Mozambique, Uganda, Tanzania, whatever, in anywhere in GTA area, I will know about them. So I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm very happy to learn about your organization. And as I mentioned, please reach out to me in any aspect. I will do my best to help. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sabaway, the MPP of Ontario. So thank you for your support, and I hope you can come out to participate in the Chinese community events more and more. And I think I would like to invite Mr. Sharif Sabaway and our organization leaders come to the stage to have a group photo because he's leaving. You want to come out to Mr. Sabaway? Do you want to stay and to take a photo with Mr. Guo Baozhang? Come to take a photo together because he's leaving. Okay. And other Wong Guoning, Wong Zhuxi, you want to come out to take a photo together before you leave? Yeah. And Scott and Miss Nanda, please come up to take a photo together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Sabaway. Thanks a lot.
I am sorry I have to leave because I have another event across the east side of the city, so I'm sorry. Please, I wish you enjoy the evening, and I will see you all again.
Thanks a lot. Okay. And now, thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Scott Xie, the Councillor of Oakville, to the stage to deliver your remarks. 接下来呢，我们有请我们 Oakville 的市议员谢爱军先生上台致辞，有请。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. So I'm Scott Xie, so I'm Town Councillor at Ward 7 at Oakville, Town of Oakville. So I'm very happy and glad to be here. Thank you for Chairman Guo to invitation. I will use these opportunities to send great congratulations to this council established. So it's very, very great initiative for this council to improve the Chinese voters turnout rate. So I think I believe this is a very important part of democracy in our society. 非常感谢各位这个嘉宾，女士们先生们，我是谢爱军，我是来自 Oakville 市第7区的市议员。那么我很高兴、很荣幸这次能接受邀请，郭主席邀请，那么为咱们这次安大略华人选举委员会的成立，参加这次这个成立仪式，那么非常感谢。那么我相信这个选举委员会呢，是我们这个加拿大民主进程的一个很重要的一个环节，因为我们通过这个协会的这个努力呢，能提高咱们的这个投票率，在3级政府的各个选举中提高投票，这是非常有意义和重要的事情。那么我在此呢，再次感谢咱们的协会的邀请，祝咱们这次这个选举委员会的这个后续的发展一切成功，谢谢。Thank you again to having me, and best luck to all our council for this delicate development in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Scott. So, and today we have a beautiful town councillor of Oakville, Miss Nanda. Please welcome. 这是我们 Oakville 的另外一位这个美女市议员 Nanda. Please come up to the stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. I want to thank the Chairman Gao and also the council for having me here today on this auspicious occasion. It's very nice to be able to spend this time with you and to be able to talk about these important issues. We know that in our ward, being the regional and town councillor for Oakville Ward 7, that there are a lot of issues, and what we need to do is collaborate, and we need inclusion, and we need diversity, and we need to be able to work together on these issues. Because what we have found is that these issues are for all of us. These issues do not discriminate. And what we're working towards is one goal. And to be able to work towards that goal is to be able to work together. So I congratulate this council because you've taken a step forward in making these issues to the forefront and to show that they're important enough that we all need to come out and vote. We have seen in the last couple of elections that voting has been very low in the provincial election and in the municipal election. And together, we need to work hard to show all of our communities that to come together to voice our concerns means that you also need to come out and vote. I want to thank you again for having us here today. I look forward to be able to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 好，那么接下来呢，我们继续邀请我们西安大略选举委员会的副主席上台致辞。我们下面呢邀请到的将是我们委员会副主席 Vice Chair 马立克 to the stage, please. I heard 马立克, you can speak very good Mandarin, right?
Thanks so much.
Okay, yeah, please.
谢谢。
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
尊重的各位来宾，大家好。Good evening, everyone. My name is Malik Rashid Mahmood, and I'm the vice chairman of this organization. And I have to. Yeah, my responsibilities, I really thankful to Mr. Kobachang and Mr. Wen, Chairman, that they have given me this opportunity to have this position in the organization. As you know that this is a very hard position, like you have to contact with the people, outreach to the non-Chinese communities. So my responsibility is to connect with the people, the non-Chinese people from the different communities. So because my background is I have done masters in Chinese language and culture from Beijing, and I also have done MBA, and I have that quality that I can perform for this organization. And because of my cultural background, and I know the different communities in Mississauga, Brampton, and almost all Western Ontario. I've been interacted with the Arabian communities, with the Punjabi communities from India, and Hindu communities and Pakistani communities because I'm from Pakistan. So I can definitely play a very good role for our organization. As Mr. Kobachang and Chairman Wen, he has explained in a very detail that this organization is basically because a lot of Chinese, they are not going to vote. So we definitely help them out to come for the vote. And the other communities, how can they connect with the other communities, because the other communities, they can also help to the Chinese people, and the Chinese people, they can help to the different elected members in the different communities. So it's all, you can say that it's a collaboration between the different communities, and they can help each other regarding the votes, because the Chinese people, they are living everywhere in almost Western Ontario, and they are the big population in after Vancouver, like in a big population in Markham, Scarborough, Toronto, and like all this even Western Ontario. So definitely we can help all the other community people, whether they are from a local community or any other community. So definitely we can help each other, and we want our organization, the basic objective is like to help each other to produce productive and healthy like in collaboration, and we can help each other in a different way. Not only in the, because when we are together, we can definitely help each other and we can have a good collaboration. So thank you so much again, and I hope that this collaboration will be long lasting, and we have the time. It was really hard to collect the people, and I'm very much happy that at least we have collected almost 80 people today, because Mr. Ko Pao Chang, the president, has given me this responsibility to get connect with the people. I tried to connect with the different MPPs or councillor and different position people, but they were so busy, and some of them they excuses, and some of them they said they will come but they can't make it. But I hope that in future I will help my organization to get the people along with this organization, and we will definitely work together. And they have also promised me. I have invited some of friends from Pakistan, Mr. Nasir Malik, Mr. Mohammad Imtiaz, Mr. Mohin Ali, and Fadi Iqbal. He's the media personality. So I hope that, and I also called some people from Brampton. They might be coming soon. So I hope that this, like in this way, when we help each other, and when every community people are together in one platform, so they definitely have a good time and they can help in a great way. Thank you so much.
好，非常感谢马利克先生。So next, let's welcome Lydia He. She's also the vice chair of our organization. 好，有请副会长Lydia He上台致辞，有请。
非常感谢选举委员会能够给我这次机会，我跟我先生一起能够成为选举委员会的副主席以及兼奥普委的负责人。那么在过去的几个月的时间里面，我们一直跟 Scott 的团队一起努力的去扫街拜票，然后一起去经历很多这个选举的鼓励大家一起参与的工作。那么我也继续的希望说把这样子的一个行为去影响更多的华人能够参与到其中。我们很多人都非常的质疑我们说，我们为什么要这样做？但是我们说，因为有这样的一个梦想，因为有这样的一个目标，我们愿意让更多的华人参政议政。所以说，我们愿意站出来，一起努力为我们的华人更多的声音被听到。所以说，也希望我们能够继续的努力，然后不负委员会给我们的这个任务，然后带着梦想一起前行。那么接下来由我先生用英文给大家介绍一下。
Good evening, everyone. We were told to have both Chinese and English presentation, and we are not only the part of the organization, we are also a member of Scott CST. That's why we have two presentations. So my name is William Hu. It is my great honor to be here tonight. We are living in Ward 7 in Oakville, and this is a beautiful and livable place. We love our town. First, I want to congratulations to new elected town councilors. Navnanda, congratulations for the victory. 1,984 votes. Surprised how I remember this? I was born in that year. Councillor Dr. Scott Xie, the first ever Chinese Canadian town councillor in Ottawa. We've been working together for the past few months. We know from the beginning of your registration to the voting night. We know how hard the campaign was. You have a wonderful team, and together we made it. I believe it is important for voters to participate in elections, to exercise their right and responsibilities to choose the candidate they want to see in office. Voting is an integral aspect of democracy, and political engagement should be encouraged. Decision makings rely on the voice of public. Finally, I want to say thank you, everyone, to join us tonight, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia and William. So now let's welcome the Vice Chair of our organization, Mr. David Tao, to the podium. 我们接下来有请我们的副主席 David Tao 上台致辞，有请。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us tonight to celebrate the establishment of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario election. This event is also organized by Canadian Multicultural Media Confederation and Canadian Chinese Media News. Please let me introduce myself. My name is David Tao. I'm Vice President of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario election. I remember when my family first arrived in Canada over 30 years ago, we would live at North York. Every weekend, we have to drive all the way to Chinatown to get grocery, or go to Chinatown for Chinese food. Now I live in Brampton. I can get my grocery for my family at a Chinese supermarket just 5 minutes away from my house. I don't have to go to Chinatown to get grocery anymore. I think it's the same for Mississauga, Oakville, or even Hamilton. What I'm trying to say is the Chinese Canadian population has grown tremendously over the last 30 years. However, the Chinese voter turnout is still very low. Hopefully the establishment of this organization will improve the situation. Our goal is to increase voter turnout and political participation within the Chinese community, the Chinese Canadian community, so we can build a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive community in Canada. So once again, thank you for being here with us to show us your support. I wish everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you. 贵宾的来宾、先生们、女士们，你们好！非常感谢各位在百忙之中抽空来参加今天晚上加拿大华人选举委员会的成立大会。首先介绍一下我自己，我是 David 曹，华人选举委员会的副主席。我记得30几年前，我们刚刚移民加拿大的时候，我们住在北约克。如果需要买菜，我们要去唐人街；如果我们去吃中餐馆吃饭，我们也得去唐人街，因为当时只有唐人街有华人超市和中餐馆。我现在住在宾顿市 Brampton， 如果我想去华人超市，离我们家不远就有一家华人超市，我们再也不用长途跋涉跑去唐人街买菜了。我相信其他城市，比如密西沙加、Oakville 或者汉密顿也是一样。我想说的是，现在加拿大的华人和30-40年前相比，人口也是飞速的增长。就以密西沙加为例，密市人口80万，华人人口有8万，大约占了10%，是个非常大的阻力。可是华人去投票的人数依然非常的少。所以我希望我们的这个华人选举委员会的成立，能够起到一些作用和帮助， 就像刚刚郭主席提到的，我们鼓励更多的华人出来投票，和帮助更多的华人出来参选，参政议政，提升我们华人在加拿大的影响力，以及建立一个更加多元化的、更加包容的、更加平等的社区。再一次谢谢各位今天晚上的光临和给予我们的鼓励和支持，祝大家有个愉快的晚上，谢谢。
Thank you, David. Now let's welcome the Secretary of our organization, Ms. Jessie Jia, to the stage. Jessie. 这是我们节目的秘书处的成员 Jessie。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to give our heartfelt thanks to the host, the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections, as well as the hard workers from all the communities around us. We are fortunate enough to gather together here and witness history tonight. I recall when I came to Canada 21 years ago, I couldn't forget the loneliness and uncertainty while working as a first-generation immigrants from China. I couldn't forget the desperation and helplessness when fighting for the rights and interests of my own child in the public school. I couldn't forget the joy and happiness experienced while teaching our budding youth in the Chinese cultural schools. I couldn't forget the pride and the firmness as I embraced my Chinese cultural roots in the diversified environment. So today, we have united many talented people with the same goal, right here at the right time to make history. We encourage visible minorities to unite closely on this stage, to participate, to vote, to speak out for our interests, and more importantly, build a broad platform for our children and grandchildren to work off so that they can truly enjoy equality and dignity in Canada. The loneliness, desperation, and helplessness we have experienced should not be experienced again in this democratic country by our children and grandchildren. Our voices shall no longer be muffled and buried under the dust. We will make our voices heard clearly, resounding through the sky or the clouds. One day, when we look up at the starry sky, we will see a piece of our efforts to guide our King to a brighter, more positive future, shining radiantly among the glowing stars. Last but not least, I would like to quote a passage from Zhang Zai, a famous Chinese philosopher of the Northern Song Dynasty, as the mission of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections: to ordain conscience for heaven and earth, to secure life and fortune for the people, to continue lost teaching for past sages, to establish peace for all future generations. 最后， 我想引用北宋名家张载的一段话，为今天的西安大略华人选举委员会成立抛砖引玉。为天地立心，为生民立命，为往圣继绝学，为万世开太平。谢谢大家。
So, ladies and gentlemen, now would like to invite Mr. Sang Ken to the stage, and Sang Ken is also a secretary of our organization. Please come up.
Hello everyone, thank you. My name is Sam, and I was asked to share my experience as an immigrant here in Canada. When I first moved to Canada, I found that it was very cold, and now it's still very cold. My great-grandparents are from the Fujian province in China, and they moved to Malaysia, where my parents were born, and where I was born. And when I was 6 years old, my parents moved me to Canada, where we settled in Hamilton. So there I was living in Hamilton amongst people that didn't look like me, and they didn't do the same things as I did. They didn't eat the same foods as I did. But I got to learn in what I understood as Canadian culture. Hockey, baseball, the foods that we got to enjoy, cheeseburgers, macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches. Cheese was a novelty to me because cheese is not very common in traditional Chinese cooking. So I loved cheese growing up, so it was nice to experience that. And I felt very welcome in Hamilton. You know, we looked very different from everyone. We did different things, but you know, I never felt out of place because we were welcomed by the people of Hamilton. Now I live in Mississauga with 2 kids of my own, and I realize it's really important to feel welcome in the community around you, but at the same time to welcome newcomers as well. So what we're doing here with this council, I'm very excited. The purpose that we have here is very important, to reach out to the 3rd and 4th generation kids to explain to them the importance of community, you know, welcoming others and being welcomed. And I guess another part of this is reaching out to the young people and asking them a really important question, which is, how do we make this better? And more importantly, how can you help us? And I think that's the importance of exercising the right to vote, by participation and action and voicing your opinions. And exercising that right to vote, which is very unique here in Canada. And I think the story I just shared is non-common. I mean, it could be anybody. It could have been somebody from China or India or Pakistan that had a similar story. But the feeling is the same, and that is to feel welcome and also to instill that value of welcoming others and sharing the same values and being represented properly. And that is through action, and that is through exercising one's right to vote. So I'm very excited to looking forward to seeing what we'll be doing and reaching out to the younger kids and getting them involved. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite all the members of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections to the stage. And I think the media want to take a photo of you guys. And I would like to invite all the members to say one sentence to say hi to everybody. Okay, now let's welcome Mr. Guo Baozhang, the chairman of the organization, and executive chairman, Mr. Frank Fong, and vice chairman, Gui Weidong, Lydia He, David Tao, Zhuang Guihua, Albert Zhang, Yu Tian, Yan Wen, Ma Likhe, and outreach vice chair Ma Likhe, and secretary general Mike Xu, and Deputy Secretary General Li Shuliang, and other secretaries Vivi Luo, Cindy Guo, Jessie Jia, Lawrence Li, Guo Minxiang, Sam Zhang, and Branch Director Fang Qigang, and Branch Director of Oakville, Lydia He, and Branch Director of Brampton, David Tao. 好，那我们照完相以后，让每个人说一句话，好不好？把话筒大家就传着来，做一下自我介绍，让大家认识认识。Jessie 刚才已经说过了，我们挨个的做一下。
大家好，我是 Cindy。
不要，位置不要动。
我是叶文潍坊。
我是莉莉亚和。
我是 Vivian 罗。I'm born love。
大家好，我是威廉。大家好，我是马利克。
大家好，我是 David 曹。
大家好，方启刚 Frank 方。
我是郭宝章，请大家以后多多支持。
我是温国林，谢谢大家。我是于坚。
我是麦苏。
好，谢谢大家。
好，谢谢。那么我们接下来呢，就有请我们的多伦多华人团体联合总会的主席翁国宁主席来为大家致辞。有请。Now let's welcome the chairman of the Confederation of Toronto Chinese Canadian Organizations to deliver his remarks.
OK。
尊敬的各位来宾、女士们、先生们，大家好。
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening.
首先，我代表 CTCCL 对西安大略华人选举委员会举办这次提高华人投票、共建多元文化和各位见面会表示热烈的祝贺。
First of all, on behalf of CTCCO, I would like to express my warm congratulations to the Chinese Council for Western Ontario Elections for hosting this very meaningful event.
经过加拿大各族人民多年的共同努力，加拿大的选举制度目前已经成为全世界最完善的制度之一。
After years of joint efforts by people of all nationalities in Canada, Canada's electoral system has become one of the most complete systems in the world.
从1980年开始，加拿大选举局就如何民主治国，为100多个国家提供过咨询。与此同时，选举舞弊在加拿大也非常少见。
Since 1980s, Elections Canada has offered advice services for more than 100 countries on how to govern democratically. At the same time, election fraud is very rare in Canada.
所以，我们要珍惜这样的政治与文化环境。我祝所有的当选的各位议员，在新任的工作岗位上，为加拿大、为社会和广大选民做出巨大贡献，也为年轻人树立一个执政为民的榜样，为我们的子孙后代留下更好的生活环境。
Therefore, we must cherish such a political and cultural environment. I wish all the elected mayors, councillors, and school trustees in their new positions to make great contributions to the country and the society that will set a good example for young generations and create a better political environment for our children and grandchildren.
加拿大的华人华侨热爱我们的第二故乡加拿大，拥护加拿大的民主制度，遵守加拿大的法律法规。
Overseas Chinese in Canada loves our second home Canada, support Canada's democratic system, and abide by Canadian laws.
历史上，我们的先辈为加拿大东西两岸贯通做出重大的贡献，为加拿大的建国和经济建设做出不可磨灭的贡献。
Historically, our ancestors made great sacrifice for the connections of Canada's east and west coasts, and made indelible contributions to the founding and economic development of Canada.
同时，我们也远远铭记加拿大人民和政府100多年来对中国人民的友好援助和支持。
And also, we will always remember the friendly assistance and support of the Canadian people and Canadian government to the Chinese people for more than 100 years.
比如早期的加拿大传教士对中国医疗和教育的贡献，伟大的白乔恩为中国抗日战争的英勇牺牲，以及60年代由加拿大政府主导的小麦贸易等等。
For example, the contribution of the early Canadian missionaries to Chinese medical care and education, the heroic sacrifice of the Great Bethune for China's war of resistance against Japan, and the wheat trade led by the Canadian government in the 1960s.
我们华人对加拿大的良好印象是历史形成的，是不会因为一时一意而轻易改变。
The good impression of Chinese people on Canada is formed by history. This will not be changed easily just because of a momentary event.
让我们团结起来，继续前行，愿意一如既往地与大家站在一起，兴亡一处想，尽亡一处时。
Let's unite and move on. We are willing to stand with you as always, thinking and working together as one.
共同为维护加拿大多元文化理念，为促进国家和社区的繁荣昌盛，做出自己应有的努力。
Let us work together to maintain the concept of multiculturalism in Canada and make our due contributions to the prosperity and development of the country and the community.
我相信西安大略省华人选举委员会在郭早班主席、郭宝章主席和各位成员的共同努力下，会务一定会蒸蒸日上，为提高华人选票，为多元文化共建而做出更多的努力。
We firmly believe that under the leadership of the chairman, Mr. Guo Baozhang, and the joint efforts of all members of the Chinese Council for Western Ontario elections, the affairs of the conference will surely flourish.
祝大家度过一个愉快的夜晚，谢谢。
So have a great night, everyone. Thank you. 好，那么今天呢，有一些这个政府的官员，虽然不能来参加我们今天的活动，但是呢，他们也发来了他们的贺信和这个视频。接下来我们就在屏幕上为大家展示一下。Tonight, some of the government officials cannot attend today's event, but they sent their congratulatory letters to us. Let's watch the video. Okay, thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, now let's welcome the founder of PSC and chairman of CPACT, Mr. Nasir Malik, to the stage. 接下来我们有请上台致辞。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank Chinese Council for inviting us to this August evening, where they are taking the Canadian community to the next level. Why I say next level? Because once you get aware of voting, that means you are well established into the community. Why we all are here today? Because we decided to come to Canada first, establish ourselves, establish our businesses, grow our families, and now we are thinking of voting to bring our own voice to the Parliament. And that is the turn time where communities should join together for the better future of Canada and our future generations. I fully appreciate this Chinese Council who have thought of it, and this was a great void in the communities that our Chinese friends were not voting as they were required to vote. So being a founder of Pakistan Services Caring Community and chairman of Canada-Pakistan Affiliated Chamber of Trade, I highly appreciate this and give all our support to our Chinese Council that we will be working together for the betterment of our communities and betterment of Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next, let's welcome Mr. Mohammed Imtiaz. Imtiaz, please. And Mr. Imtiaz is the Vice President of PSC and he's also an award-winning realtor from RE/MAX, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I am very thankful to Chinese Council for Western Ontario for award that they invited me and my other fellows to participate in this event. So, being a Vice President of PSC and Director of CPAC, so we promoted business and Pakistani business community to integrate with the Canadian business and Canadian chambers of commerce and other businesses. So, like this, we are hopeful we will be cooperated and we will be work together with the Chinese councils of Western Ontario, and our full support will be available for you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Imtiaz. Now let's welcome Mr. Shams Rehman to the stage. Mr. Shams Rehman is the CPACT Director and also owner of the Pet Promo Printing and Designing Company. Oh, he's not here? Okay, thank you very much. And next, let's welcome Moin Ahmed. Moin Ahmed is a PSC treasurer and is also a leading engineer of GTA. Please.
Good evening, everyone. As he mentioned, I am treasurer of Pakistan Service Caring Community. I have approximately 15,000 members of this organization. And the best thing is this organization that we do program every month or every 2 months, a family program. We include our children in this program, do some activities which children can participate in that one. And we also do caring of the community. And in this way we enjoy it, and I am thankful for this forum, for Chinese Council for Western Ontario. So introduce my PSC here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, let's welcome Mr. M. Shafiq to the stage. He's not here? Okay, thank you very much. Now let's welcome a community representative to the stage. She is a branch chair of the CTCCO, Miss Karen Liang. Karen Liang, please come to the stage. 我们华人社团联合总会西部分会的主席梁娜女士，哎呀，我们认识了快20年了。
Yes.
Okay, yeah, please.
Hi everyone. Sorry. Apologies for my voice. I'm not sick. You guys are sick. Okay. I'm going to quickly do my speech in Chinese, then do in English. 各位同仁、各位领导，大家晚上好。非常高兴呢，今天会在这里认识大家。我的名字叫 Karen 梁，我来自义市的华人协会，同时也是我们西部华联的主席。那谢谢郭主席的邀请，而且我要跟翁主席打个招呼，您好，我的领导。今天呢，我和我的同仁们呢，很荣幸来到我们的安省西部华人选举委员会的成立大会。我呢，就是代表我们这个西部华联对你们表示衷心的祝贺。西部华联呢是由安省西部地区20多个非营利组织的团体组成的，所以我先来速速介绍一下我的义工同事们，他们也都是各个组织的领导。首先我介绍一下周老师周志华，嘉华时报社长，也是我们的副主席，还有Ricky 珍，他是义市华人协会副会长，也是我们西部华联的秘书长。陆建华来自 Oakville 华人联谊会的主席，也是华人联谊会。严文，他是我们西部华联的副主席之一，严文。然后我们还有一位伍志坚 Mr. Wu， 加拿大新天地文化中心主席。还有吴建云，来自 London， 吴老师有没有来？London 的红枫林杂志社的社长。我们还有这个冯永梅，他是我们西部华联的一个重要的义工。然后我们的西部华联的名誉主席也是你们都认识的，我们老资格的这个主席冯宝峰，冯主席，冯叔叔。我们西部华联呢，在协助和宣扬中华的文化传统，增强在华裔在加拿大的华裔的参政议政的这个意识。所以我们也有组织各种社区的公益活动，促进西部地区华人华侨社区的建设发展。我们也知道，作为我们这样的团体，在加拿大安省的重要的位置，所以我们明白自己担当的责任和使命。西部华联需要在座的各位组织和领导，协助我们一起努力，逐步提高加拿大的华裔在加拿大主流社会的影响力。我仅代表安省西部华联今天向所有出席活动的参选人表示衷心的祝贺，祝贺你们，也感谢所有的义工朋友。
张会照。
我们西部华联还有一位那个新天地的老人协会的会长张会照，张老师 ，sorry。Yeah, good evening, and ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's my honor to be here tonight. Thank you very much, Mr. Guo, for the invitation, and congratulations to all elected members. My name is Karen Liang. I am the chair for the Alliance of Western Ontario Chinese Organizations. Our organization, in fact, founded in 2019 and has more than 20 Chinese community organizations together to be this organization today. Each organization contributes to the local community and work together for the event. Like we have an event back in 2019, raising the Chinese national flag in the city of Mississauga Square 1 at the City Hall, and we do a few promotion events for the election events. We believe together we can help more and more Chinese Canadians to understand the election procedures and create a fair environment for democracy system. So everyone, let's be united and work together and cheer up our diversity society, multiculturalism, and be proud of the Canadian. God bless Canada. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to have the big group photo together. Okay? So, I would like to invite all the guests come to the stage and let's have a huge group photo. Is that okay? To show the unite of our Chinese community. Okay? And I think the goal of this organization is to promote Chinese voters turnout in all elections and build a better multicultural society in Canada. I think this photo will show that strength. OK， 好，我们接下来请所有的这个来宾，我们来一个集体的大合影，好不好 ？Yes。好，我们和大合影之后呢，就是用餐的时间，好吗？先来。Yeah. Okay. So after the group photo, we will have our buffet. Okay. Thank you very much. I think everybody is hungry. Okay. Photo, then food.